the leadership of the Alliance, Comrade Blade, the President of COSATU and the leadership of the ANC and SANCO, on behalf of the progressive professionals in the country, and I'm speaking here on behalf of the journalists in front of us. I'm speaking here on behalf of all the lawyers. I'm speaking on behalf of almost everybody who is progressive and is a professional. As professionals in South Africa, we assessed and ask ourselves which party advances can advance the interests of professionals in the country. Our conclusion was that the only party that we are calling upon all professionals to vote for is the African National Congress. The reason why we're voting for the African National Congress is because almost all of us are the creation of the African National Congress. The African National Congress, when they took power in 1994, there were less than 1 million middle class or professionals who were there in the country. Today we have more than 4 million journalists who are editors, lawyers who are judges, and a number of professional doctors who are holding serious positions. That only came about because the ANC supported us. Number two, as the progressive professionals, colleagues, I must mention this, we have taken pains that as professionals, one of us is the lead of one of the Chapter 3 institution, that is Advocate Madonsela. And we have taken pains in that we found ourselves in a position where we have said and we've concluded that the report of the Nkandla could not be accepted by us as professionals. We have rejected it. The few reasons we have rejected it is that firstly, it's so badly written, it's riddled with all errors. One of the obvious areas which I want you to go home and look at is that she says 15 million rand was spent and 36 million rand is still to be spent. And that amounts to 246. And she adds that to 246. But my daughter, who's doing matric, adds that and say, Baba, this is 251 million rand. And number two, she says the president, she judged the president on the basis of some morality. And we are saying she is not a morality judge. There's no lawyer who's a morality judge. And thirdly, and finally, or thirdly, we are saying she has, in that report, in her own admission, page 108, she has said she has not completed the investigation. And as lawyers and professionals, we are saying, how can you then make a conclusion if you have not finished the investigation? And therefore, we have concluded that the report needs to be reviewed, and we have taken a decision. We are taking it to court, but we are going to be courteous. We are going to go back to her and say, Mama, you are part of us. There are too many errors in your report, but you can't correct it. We are going to ask her to take it back to court and ask for the court to give her more time to review her own decision. If she fails to do that, we will then take it on review on our own. That is a separate process, and we are continuing with that process. Our papers should be completed by next week. But in the meantime, we call upon every professional to go out there, lobby for other professionals to vote for the only party that advances us, which is the African National Congress. Thank you.
Leadership, akusekho umuntu ngapha ama comrades akhulumayo ashaye nje 2 minutes. Kafishane comrade.
Ngiyabonga mphathi ihlelo. Ngizobingelela ubuholi bonke obuhola uComrade uBlade noComrade uSidumo noComrade uJoe Phahla. All protocol reserved. Ngizobamba u2 minutes. Silana sabahlali sonke njengoba sigcwele la. USanko wonke lo la sizothi la sisupporta kakhulu le march eorganizwe COSATU ne-SACP umbimbi lwethu. Sizosho nje okufishane la ukuthi sabahlali besifunda esikoleni isitshana ukuthi noJesu wadayiswa uJudas Iscariot. Nala kwi-revolution siyabona siyazwa futhi ukuthi nangaphandle babetshaliwe uJudas Iscariot ukuthi badayise i-ANC ne-Communist Party. Sibuyele nabo la sebeloko beziveza-ke ngoba phela i-ANC cleans itself. Ngo-2007 abayemukelanga intando yeningi bavela ebebetshale la ekuthina. Ngo-2009 baphinde bavela bazakhela amaqembu abo. Namanje-ke baloke bephuma nje bonke labo sebeqhamuka besimangalisa ama-veterans ethu nenkokheli zethu nama-activists ethu alwa afela umzabalazo. Silela ukuthi abantu abamnyama babe nelungelo lokuvota. Bazoqhamuka namhlanje bethi abantu abamnyama bangavoti. That is counter-revolutionary. Bafuna kuvotele bani? Sithi-ke la sigcwele la siwusanko sithi bonke abahlali nalabo abahlele emakhaya asiphumeni ngothi lwethu siyovotela i-ANC ngoba iyona yodwa esiyaziyo ne-Communist Party abalwele lo mzabalazo ukuze sikhululeke njengoba sikhuluma namhlanje singasabi amaphoyisa singazuboshwe. Sithi-ke waza mhla ka-7 sizoba prove wrong labo abathi angavoti. Sovotela i-ANC iphinde iphathe. Sovotela i-ANC ilungise zonke lezi zinto ukuthi sivote eParliament esiyiningi kodwa siyiswe ecourt ofika wina nje uthi ecourt. Sithi awulungiswe lo mthetho intando yeningi kube intando yeningi. Siyabonga sihlalo.
Amandla uyabusa u-ANC uyabusa. Siyawuthanda u-ANC siyawuthanda. Sishilo seshelo siyodibana sabekwe sishilo seshelo siyodibana sabekwe langene sabekwe langene sabekwe langene sabekwe langene Botesa sishilo sashelo siyodibana Botesa sishilo sashelo siyodibana sabekwe langene sabekwe langene sabekwe langene sabekwe langene Botisa sishilo sashelo siyodibana Botisa sishilo siyodibana sabekwe langene sabekwe langene sabekwe langene amandla waza komfuthi amandla viva SACP viva viva COSATU viva viva ANC viva Swevoteli ANC Fumanibo Fumanibo Siyamthanda umsholozi Fumanibo Mandla down with Helen Zille down with Mampele Skotane Rampele down
economic freedom fools down. Way two. Comrades, we want to join in as the Young Communist League to say that all young people who will be voting for the first time this year, all young people who will be doing it for the first time this year, because they want to remember how good it was, and they also want to tell future generations who they voted for when they voted for the first time, that all those young people will be voting for the ANC. They will not be following the lies that have been told, that the youth of this country have no interest in the ANC, and that they will be following Model C political parties. They will be following popcorn political parties. They will be following Mickey Mouse political parties. Only the ANC will emerge victorious come the 7th of May because of the vote of the youth. The youth of this country are going to be saying to Malume Roni that you are merely a prophet of doom, who, when you were in power, when you were a minister, this heroism was nowhere to be seen. When people who appointed you in cabinet denied the existence of HIV/AIDS, you were quiet because your supper was being laid on the table with your smile as big as we cannot see today. Malume Roni and Aunt Rotledge are angry today precisely because when government was constituted in 2009, they were not considered because they followed an individual. They were members of members. They were never members of the ANC or of the SACP. But comrades, also when we go to elections on the 7th of May, we must send a message to Madam Zille that your hatred for young people, thus you're proposing a so-called incentive. Your hatred for women, because 70% of people of the DA who are going to parliament are men. Your hatred for black people, because 70% of the people on the DA list are white, and yet when they go out and campaign, it's 100% black. That your hatred of workers, SACP, COSATU, the ANC and SANCO are on the side of young people, on the side of workers, women and everybody else. Whether Thuli Madonsela is on Time magazine or not, she is still not our God. Whether the imperialist media praises her or not, she is still not our God. Whether they praise her good work, which is advancing the political agenda of the DA, she is still not our God. We still reserve our right to remain critical. We still reserve our right to expose the fact that she is acting more as a politician and that she has brought that office into disrepute. We still reserve our right to show that we are confident of the ANC on the 7th of May and pass a motion of no confidence on Thuli Madonsela on the 7th of May. That, comrade, is what we are going to do. Amandla!
Lenhlangano ubani ayaya ubani oyiye umangishiya lenhlangano ubani Viva ANC, viva! Viva the South African Communist Party, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva Sanko, viva! Mphathi ohlelo nobabili Luzipho nemeya yethu yeTheku ngosihlalo wethu wamakomanisi. Ngibingelele unobhala wamakomanisi. Ilida yami engihloniphayo angaze ngibe nengxaki mayiya eParliament, akaze nje kube inkinga kimi ke ukuthi amakomanisi ephelele nabasebenzi said it was okay for the General Secretary of the South African Communist Party to go to Parliament and advance the interest of the working class under the banner of the African National Congress. We've never had an issue. I love an issue. COSATU yayiclearish indaba. COSATU is no more confused about that matter. If anybody would have thought there was confusion about that issue, go to the minutes of our Congress. Go to the CEC that concluded and rested that matter many years back. We are not confused. We are here in full support of the African National Congress as the workers of this country under the banner of COSATU in South Africa. We say there is no other organization in this country which claims to be a political party which is capable of taking further the interests of the workers of this country. Only the African National Congress. We are not confused because we know who liberated us in this country as workers of this country. We are clear, we are sober. We have been there with the ANC in trenches. We have been together fighting the apartheid system. It was the African National Congress that came with clarity on why workers needed to unite and defend their rights. We are sober. We have worked with the ANC. We have looked in its manifesto. We have contributed in its manifesto. We have had issues where we never agreed with the ANC. We have had issues where we are not happy in that manifesto, but we have many issues which we look into them and say, this ANC is serious in taking forward our interests as the workers of this country. Asisangananga, sisoba, umasithi, we shall work with the ANC to continue a fight which should lead us to the total ban of labor brokers in this country. We are sober. We are very conscious. clear in our mind that the issues that are still outstanding in the National Development Plan, particularly the economic chapter, we are agreed that that NDP can never be radical enough if it still maintains the character it has on the economic chapter. We shall work with the ANC. If it means we must march against that government of the ANC to force a debate to ensure that the NDP is radicalized through the changes that must be effected in the economic chapter of the NDP, we are going to do that. Clear in our minds, very sober. Even if you try to say you are confusing us, ungene phakathi kwethu ufuna ukusixova usimise ngamakhanda inyawo sibheke phezulu siyawuvuka sime sikutshele sithi thina COSATU imhlathe yazanayo, we can close ranks and defeat you left, right, all out. If you ever thought that this COSATU, if you ever thought that COSATU is an organization that is not streetwise, you know, I want to tell the opposition parties, I believe in a theory. If you invite me to walk 5 kilometers with you, I will invite you, let's walk 15 kilometers. We are ready, we are fit, we are certain of our destination. No one, whether within us, I'm serious ngayo. Ngizoqondisa izinto njengoba ngifakele ekepisi le. Uyabona, COSATU has 19 affiliates. Today, all the members of these affiliates are here. Because others can be confused. Affiliates of COSATU belong to members. They do not belong to leadership. Members contribute the affiliation fees, subscriptions, so that they continue to own and hold their unions in their custody as members. No leader, not a single leader should take a decision against the members of an affiliate. So that there is no confusion. So I want to say, as COSATU, we are working together to ensure that with our unity, we are able to pull the workers of this country behind a united COSATU, under the banner of COSATU. Clear in our minds, we are working with the South African Communist Party, our vanguard party. Clear in our minds, we are working with the African National Congress, our liberators as workers in this country. We know who liberated us. Nobody should want to come late and claim that they have a miracle to give workers what they want. It doesn't require miracles. It requires hard work on the ground. It requires skilled negotiations. It requires working for unity all the times. It requires clarity in your ideology. We can't we cannot be confused. We are not confused. When we say we vote the ANC in this country, until a Congress of COSATU nationally can sit and say, no, let's no more vote the ANC. We will continue to vote the ANC with our families, with our spouses, with our children, with our grannies, with everybody. Esimphakelayo ngoba siyasebenza. Usuke wathi 2 minutes that ngizawuhlonipha, but before ngehlele ngezansi, I want to say to South Africa, South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white together. COSATU is part and parcel of the population and the society of this country. Those who go around writing and reading the obituary that they have written about COSATU, carry on, dream. Go on dreaming, it pays you nothing. I want to declare, senginika report basebenzi. ANC has intervened in COSATU matters. We are not suspicious of this intervention. We are clear that this intervention is to assure that we all in this alliance can preserve the integrity of the unity of the workers of this country under the banner of COSATU in South Africa. No other federation. I know that there are other federations in this country. In the past few months, they have been engaged by some individuals among us saying, "Ayi COSATU le sesiyayingcwaba, asakhe ifederation entsha sihlangane nabo Fedusa nabo NACTU kwakhiwe into ezo replace COSATU." No. It will never happen. I hear others calling for a workers' summit. But there is a workers' summit that is going to sit to decide the future of workers in this country. There can be no workers' summit in this country without COSATU. COSATU can convene a workers' summit in this country. Nobody else. Labo abacabanga ukuthi bona, because I hear Comrade Nopala, there are people who are saying we want to come back to COSATU to claim COSATU. Claim COSATU from where? From who do you claim COSATU if you say you want to come and claim COSATU? But again, what is important today, we have made our statement. Onendlebe uzwile, onamehlo ubonile. Workers of this country support the African National Congress. If you do not want to support the African National Congress, support the ANC. Kubekani ke madoda, nani bosisi, basebenzi, siqhubeke no door to door. Awukakashaya umhla ka7. Amadela kufa aphindele olundi zethi nasophongolo aphindele ayoshanela to clear the air, because ngathi kune confusion nala kaZulu Natal. Kunomama omunye ogijimayo la enimthathile Khongolo senamfukamela sathi hawu Khongolo sekwenze njani, kodwa ngoba nathi hayi ku right namhla ngiyambona senimfaka impiko usethuka uKhongolose. Kuzana ngoba ANC is meant to continue leading us in this country. There will be no amount of money ekhishwa noma ingagcwala ama-truck imali kuthiwa iyofafazwa kuze abantu banciphisa amandla ANC, because this thing the party calls the anti-majoritarian is funded by money. Monga. There are people who are pumping a lot of money. It comes from Belgium, it comes from France, it comes from America. Anybody who says we have an agenda to reduce the majority of the ANC, they give him or her money. Baze baxabane because umuntu okwazayo ugcine sekwazela bonke abantu noma abayileli yaqembu noma ilele qembu akwazele wonke umuntu bese bexabana uma mphele athi yena uzolida iDA kodwa beyiahanga igenge nje umkhuba ke yemali. Qaphelani ma comrade, imali egcwele la singamane sihlale sihlupheka, but remain with our dignity and integrity. Those who want to use money against us, they shall fail. So 7 May we are clear. Hambani niyogqugquzela ma comrade, asikakashaya isikhathi so celebrate mhla ka9 nangomhla ka10. Ngiyabonga.
Hayi bazwile abasebenzi nalabo abaphambi kwama baxotshe indaba ngabasebenzi nabo bazokwenza njani. Nizwile abasebenzi, hayi buza la abasebenzi abaphambi kwama, nizwile abasebenzi abasebenzi nabo bazokhona. Hey nami ngiyabona ngeke ngimise umongameli kodwa into ayihle usushayile umhla 25 bengawuvala nomkholo wami ngaholi manje ngincane ukumvala ngagcina sekufaka incwadi ukuthi ushaya umhla 25 bengaholile manje awukwazi uvala umuntu omkhulu. Mina ke sengiyawuqala sekunelunye uhlelo lamaqabane besingalihlelile luvele lwazingenela nje ezabadukile belingahleliwe liyazenzekela nje. Uma sibaningi kanjena sigcina sidukelana sodwa siwe sikingane. Ngifuna nisho lethi avibe inkulu le mashi kufana nomuye beach eThekwini. Ucomrade uJames yalazi beach yaseThekwini kuduka ingane ngokhisimusi ebeach nangomhla ka1. Indlela esibaningi ngayo lana kufana nase beach ngomhla ka1 kulahleka ingane. Siyacela ingane yakho ibilana as a working class engakwazi ukuqasha umuntu ozoyigada ekhaya because umuntu uzobuza umbuzo ubuyisaphi ingane. Asifani nalabo abaqashayo baqhubeke bayodlala igalufa nayo yonke into. Thina sinamali ingane sisifundisa into eyodwa, ama toys itoyi. That's the best toy you can give. Now kunalezi ingane enye kuthiwa ino14 enye ino13 years. Sanokuthi badala labantu akaze babe sendaweni labantu abaningi kanje. Inkinga yabakaze babe sendaweni yabantu abaningi kanje. Ngakumbi idolobha elikhulu njengeThekwini. Cabangani nje. Lengane kuthiwa nguMinehle Abika noLizwi Mhlanzi. Kunenye ingane la ngaphambili. Hayi uzozibaza uyahlala uzoyikhomba wayo uyayazi sesikhombe la. Bakhona noSqueeze bambana noBhoko nala kuthina. Ziyathunyela i-agent provocateurs amongst us. So anything wrong uyazi kulo muntu ebeze la izoba usiyanyova. Abengemwe nomunye wethu, we condemn you. Now kunengane la engusiphokazi ibhuku suka Clement ne. Oh isuka kwaBesta. Siyacela umzali wayo acela ipermission yokuzala ngaphambili azoyilanda ingane yakhe. Uphinde kube nenye ingane edukile. Kuthi indlela esibaningi ngaye abanye bale egcineni. Ngale la kupaka khona imoto. Lengane ngusandile Ngcobo. Yabona ke lengane ibaleke kakhulu negama lejudge. Siyacela Sandile Ngcobo ungaphoxi ijudge. Uma ukhona lana abazali bakho bayakufuna sibacela ukuthi uze stage. Usosithatha ngoba ziyafika izicelo eziningi zengane ekuthiwa zidukile lana. Sibaningi ngale ndlela eyisimanga. ngizocela ke ucomrade James uzaqedela ngimnikeza ithuba naye.
Amanda izinto embini nje
Amanda sanibonani igama ngumbali ezinhle ngamkhize ngiphuma empangeni ngifunda eMfolozi eFT College ngoba ngilana ngimele abafundi abafunda ama FT College abafunda mahala ngomunye abafundi abafunda ngama bursaries Mzika zomkhulu waseMfolozi eFT College ngezekela amagwaba bechobanga Wisimanga ezinhlakeni zemfundo ungibumbe nginhlekisa ngaqina njengedwala elifukamela ukhambo liphuzela izingwevu sijule ngolwazi lezinyanya zezulu wayenza indaba mfokanzimande uphephethe inkonyana phenduka inkunzi emiyidwayida kavela amathuba angandele ebani libafundi bakhongozela imfundo bengebani inkenci ngabona izimfamona siqemke ngeqwantwala lapho zibona amandla isikhukhukazi seMfolozi esichamisela amachwane bazalwe ngoti bamakhono inzondo nomhobholo sekushabalele ngigogode kwangqondo nkulu ngangcwenga namaqhawekazi aqhanda ulwazi lokuthukisa imndeni nezwe lethu ungithaze wangikhaza ndonkulu lapho amkele imkomelo ebuqhawe uvukuza into siwakubantu avuvukala ubuthopho labo iphakela imfundo yaphuza inaba lapho sisondeza ukhamba kanolwazi uyajabula wena sulapha sivutha sonke siwendaweni ngeendawo impela ubuqhawe bakho ngqongqoshe nzimande busithuthukise ngolwazi kwathaba imndeni yethu ngivumele nje usemphakathini wakadambuza kufukamele kwasekubhaleni kwakho waze wayibona indlela umzabalazo okulela thina size ezilibali iziqheqe ze-ANC umbali ezinhle emagcwabe lo
Viva SACP, viva! Viva SACP, viva! My mother was a Kishinke. My father was a cutting board. That's why I'm a communist. Oh, my mother was a Kishinke. My father was a cutting board. That's why I'm a communist. Apagama maflek. Oh, that's why. Pezula flag. I'm a communist. Apagama maflek. Oh, that's why. I'm a communist. Oh, that's why. I'm a communist. Oh, that's why. I'm a communist. It's a red Saturday.
Viva the African National Congress, viva! Tata ANC, Tata! Viva the South African Communist Party, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Qina COSATU, qina! Viva SANCO, viva! Viva the YCL Ufasimba, viva! Viva the ANC Women's League, viva! Viva the ANC Youth League, viva! Viva SASCO, viva! Viva COSAS, viva! Amanda! Patoshe. Baphathi bohlelo. Ningixolele ngiyabonga kakhulu. Ngibingelele kumongameli weCOSATU. Comrade uSidumo Dlamini. President wethu. Comrade nabo bonke abaholi beCOSATU abakhona ngokwehlukana ngegaba zabo. Comrade Joe Phahla, member ye-National Executive Committee ye-ANC, nabo bonke abaholi be-ANC abakhona ngokwehlukana kwabo. Comrade Solima Paila, the second Deputy General Secretary ye-SACP.
nabo bonke abaholi be-SACP abakhona la sibonge nakuwena nobhala we-province comrade uMthembu ngokuthi nibambisane ne-COSATU nenza into enhle kangaka. Abaholi be-SANCO, abaholi be-YCL beholo comrade Manamela kanye nabo wonke njena ama-comrades enikhona lana namhlanje ave sibonga salidweba itheku labovu khuphu bapha babephika ukuthi siyamakomanisi no-COSATU sikhona simandla salidweba labovu sase sibe siyalidweba futhi itheku lawo black, green and gold. Comrades, we have made a statement today. A statement sokuthi labo abazama ukuthi ukhongolose akafunwa abantu ilabo abaphila ngokuthi ekuseni bavuke ngamaphepha ntambama bolala ngamaphepha nani iphepha la ngempela njengoba sibovu siu black, green and gold sinje namhlanje sizothi ke simply njengoba amanye ama-comrades eshilo siyamakomanisa lelizwe asiphumeni maqabane ngobuningi bethu ngomhla ka-7 kuMeyi siyovotela okuyiwona mbutho kuphela ongakwazi ukusiyisa phambili kulelizwe lethu i-African National Congress. Yabona ke ngifuna ukuphendula nabanye khona bathi thina ndle emnyama obaqale basibiza ngokuthi sama refugee mase Western Cape. Into esibili bathi thina abantu abamnyama sivota singacabangile. Sivota ngokomlando ka-ANC kuphela. Sifuna ukubatshela ke sizoyekelana ukuvota ngomlando ngoba vele phambi kwa-1994 okuyiwona mbutho sikhokhele saze sakhuleka i-African National Congress. So proudly so, if we are accusing us, yes, we plead guilty. We vote in terms of history. We vote for the African National Congress because it led the struggle for national liberation in this Tama comrade to ase Cuba isizwe esingazi ngomlando waso asinalo ikusasa. A nation that does not know its past does not have a future. But that's not the only reason why sitakuvotela i-ANC ikhona enye esibili ngizobuyela kuyona khona manje. Thina njenge-SACP njengamanje emaqabane sinabantu abaningi abasihlasele abazama ngazo zonke indlela ukuthi lo hulumeni kaKhongolose ugudluka abanye baze bathi bayawuthandazela ukuthi wani. Sicela abefundisi bethu nathi ingane zakwethu lemthandazo othi uKhongolose akahamba ungahambi wodwa awuhlangane neminye imithandazo ethi uKhongolose akahlale akaqine bapha abafundisi bethu we-comfort njengoba ubiza ama-professional awubalande nabafundisi nabo bathandazele lo hulumeni wethu ukuthi ume uqine ngoba kuphela kohulumeni okwazi ukusisa phambili. Ingakho nje sekukhishwa yonke inhlobo yomuntu mase siyokhethweni singadideki maqabane. Kuphuma yonke into wena wabona kuphuma icabucabu kuphuma intuthane kuphuma namakokoroshi mangani ngoba masasiya okhethweni sekufuna ukuthi le ANC ingabuyeli. Nama-comrades kade sihamba nawo asethi hambani niyospoyila iballot. Where's amanye nama-comrade who have correctly called them factory faults? Comrade Manamela uqinisile. Comrade umalume unenkinga no president unqala ukukhuluma iqiniso. There's a personalized problem with the president. We know about it, so isho ngelinye ilanga. Akangafika sesenza umuntu omhlela. Okokuqala kazange i-renew membership yakhe i-expire ngo-2008 membership yakhe. bazothi ngeke ngivotele iANC ubevele ngaselona ilungu. Thank you very much. Good riddance. Bye bye wambu nomphela. Akumakuyo. My comrades, kunezinto esibhekene nazo la njengoba sisiba ngaka namhlanje ukuthi ake silwisane nezinto ezizama ukuzosiphazamisa zininganyana. Ngicela nje ukuthi okokuqala lezi zinto ezisiphazamisayo ziqhamuka ngandlela ningi, ezinye ziqhamuka ngale mbala yethu ebufu. Akuyona ithenda lombala wethu obuvu, umbala wegazi labasebenzi. Akuwona umbala wokwebiwa, awuyona ithenda. The red color is not a tender to be stolen, as has money been stolen by these other parties abasibiza ngo-EFF. Wakwabona umuntu kuthi ukweleta tax ka 16 million angakaze nhlobo asebenza. Uma ukweleta tax ka 16 million akusho ukuthi udlu 16 million udlela ko 60 million. Oyidlile nje i-tax le usayikweleta ungakazi uyosebenza. Uyabona ke womthetho ngithuka amaphepha mina uma ngithi amanye amaphepha ndaba mangabelungu ngifuna ukuyiphinda futhi lingithuke kahle leli phepha iSunday Times ngoba ungathi liyazi ukuthi ngangisho wona iSunday Times amanga amakhulu abelungu. Yini into eyenza ukuthi ngisho njalo ngoba abalikhuluma iqiniso ukuthi unzimande uzazathi sama ngabelungu nje kusuka nalento yokutranslate izinto literal ukuthi amangabelungu means white man's lie. Hayi ngeke ngenza ukuthi nikhuluma ilimi zethu isiZulu ake nibasize labelungu abaniphethe la emaphephandabeni ke nikwazi ukuyitolika into in context. Ngifuna ukuyichaza lento ngoba ngisakuphinda namhlanje ukuthi amaphephandaba amaningi amangabelungu lento yamangabelungu isuke lapha. Ngesikhathi sobandlululo sikadambuza amaphepha sasiwabiza ngokuthi amangabelungu. Abayisho lonto isukela lapho nje kuqala ngoba vele kwakwamangabelungu. Namhlanje into ebesizwile kuthiwa ipublic protector ingahlaselwa namhlanje. Asihlonipheni isikhundla sepublic protector asithintwa. Abasho kodwa ukuthi bona laba basho njalo ngesikhathi uJudge uSelby Bhaqwa no-Advocate Lawrence Mshwana beyama public protector babethukwa zonke insuku namaphepha qobo lwawo. Ngize ngathi ake ngilinganisa uSelby Bhaqwa iJudge webabungiti kukhona la ala ukungenisa beindaba wathi abashiya ama tape recorder namakhamera abo ngaphandle kwenye hearing ayena iSANEF laba bamela amaphephandaba bamthuka uBhaqwa baze bathi bazomisa ngisho enkantolo. Kodwa uThuli Madonsela mayizokhipha ireport yasenkandla wababiza wathi ucela phambi kokuba baye esidlangalaleni bashiya amakhamera ngaphansi nama radio abazange basho lutho. For the whole day ebavalele bavuma. Bathi namhlanje wona amaphepha ayebo attack ama public protector kodwa namhlanje bathi ayika attack public protector. So there is no principle against fighting corruption there. If the public protector doesn't find the ANC guilty, must be condemned. If the public protector finds the ANC guilty, must be praised. And nathi kufanele sithule, where is the truth? Nanzo into engithi amangabelungu. Sunday Times ehamba phambili amangabelungu abakhulu kunamanye. I repeat that. I'm glad they understood ukuthi that is what I meant. My comrades, enye into ake sidefendeni le COSATU maqabana. Umongameli ukhulume kahle. Uyabona ke thina njengamakomanisi siyayithanda iCOSATU. Ngoba sikuyona ngaphakathi asibona umzala nokhazini. Jwayela amakomanisi amalungu eCOSATU. Yakhiwe yithi le COSATU. Sibambisane nawo wonke abanye abasebenzi. Kunento ezimbili ezithanda ukuba ingozi manje ukufunela sibhekane nazo. Into yokuqala ngizoyichaza nje ngesilungu siyibiza ngokuthi workerism. Lento yokucabanga ukuthi inyunyana ifana neqembu lezepolitiki. uzwe comrade lithi enyunyana kusekhaya ayikwazi umsebenzi ukuthi inyunyana kube ikhaya lakho lodwa kuphela uzokwenza iphuthu makunjalo fanele umsebenzi phela ube ilungu le-ANC uyoba nayo ilungu le-SACP ngoba ipolitiki la uyithola khona mawuthi inyunyana nje kusekhaya sekuphelele kuwena hayi ngane kwethu uma usulahleka usukulahlwa yikona ukuthi akukho la uhabula khona akukho la uhabula khona iwekarism ke leyo okuyisifo esidala esaba khona enyunyaneni isifo esinye sesibili esingenayo enyunyaneni ilento esithi business unionism ukusetshenziswa kwemali zabasebenzi nenkampani lezi zabasebenzi ezisuke ziraise imali for inyunyana ama-investment companies bese zisetshenziswa abanye ukuthi bagwilike babe ogimbela kwesabo lezi imali izo lezi ezisetshenziswa manje ukuxova iCOSATU sayisho lento samakomanisi kwathiwa siyaphoxa sisayiphinda namhlanje ile mali engcolile ebolile exova iCOSATU namhlanje yingakho sifuna ukuthi kunina abasebenzi yenzani sure ukuthi lezi imali zama investment companies kuya account wakuzona properly. There must be proper accountability for work. If you don't do that, we are breeding an animal amongst yourselves. Ezobulala inyunyana.
Buwa komanisi, buwa.
Enye into lento ye-workerism kukhona namhlanje amaqabane ethu athi inumsa ayoba iqembu lepolitiki. Uyabona ke ngamhlazana wafuna ukuthatha iunion ukuthi yodlala indawo ye-ANC noma ye-SACP uyayibulala lo nyunyana. Bafuna senze lento eyenziwa uChilube eZambia. Wathatha iFederation yaseZambia wayenza ipolitical party. Ngenhlanhla yena waluwina ukhetho ngeke baluwine la ekhaya. Ngeke baluwine la ekhaya. Sifuna ukubatshela lokho namhlanje. Kodwa uChilube wathi ewina ukhetho namhlanje i-decision yokuqala umongameli ayithatha kwaba ukujikela bona labasebenzi abamfaka esikhundleni. Kwawumuntu wamamelikani, kwawumuntu wobazi. Bafuna ke sihambe leyo ndlela. Webasebenzi bensimbi, ngisacela ukuthi siyamakomani sike sikhulume nani nje kancane. Asixabene nabasebenzi bensimbi siyamakomanisi. Angeke futhi sixabane izimpi ebesizilwa nani sazimisela ukuqhubeka sizilwe against privatization, against retrenchments, against casualization, against labor brokers. We are together and we will always be together with you. Siyakhile thina lenumsa siyamakomanisi. Umhlola esiwukhuzayo ukuthi ngabe basebenzi bensimbi ngifuna uma kubhala umlando ngani kusasa kuthiwa abasebenzi bensimbi abahlukanisa iCOSATU phakathi. Umlando uthi kwaba inyunyana yenu eyasetshenziswa ukuthi ihlukane neANC neSACP. Nikuvuma kanjani lokho ngoba niyofakwa ehlathini? Uyabona ke President nongixolela Comrade Joe, I'm not saying anything against the very welcome effort by the ANC to help COSATU. But at the same time, as the Communist Party, we have a duty to tell the truth. Why laba holu benumsa benza lento abayenzayo? Ake ngisho lento. So ahamba lama comrade wayengekho nangu comrade uGini obekade umongameli wenu umsula phambi kwethu khuphuka comrade Gini ahamba lama comrade ayobona umsholoze ebusuku ngomnyama. Ngoba umsholozi insizwe nenhliziyo enhle akekho umuntu amkhiphayo kwakhe uma ufika kwakhe futhi ngisho kade engakumemile ufika uthole ngisho itiye kade engakumemile azothi lama comrades acela ukuthi ucomrade uVavi enziwe uDeputy President we-ANC nowezwe angikholwa ukuthi babemtshelile ucomrade uVavi akhethe uDeputy President we-ANC kanjalo ngomnyama emzini kamongameli uDeputy President we-ANC ngokwazi kwethu ukhethwa iconference ka-ANC njengaleli semangawonga bathe uma bebona ukuthi lento ayizulunga inhloso kwakuwukuthi uma ucomrade uVavi ehamba eya kwi-ANC nakuhulumeni comrade uJim uzosala abe uGeneral Secretary weCOSATU. That was the plan. Uma ingalungi lento sesibona lama comrades sesivukele esizweni. Hayi abaholi be-SACP benzani kwahulumeni ababuye. Hawu kungathi bakhalela ngoba ngempela befuna ukuqinisa i-SACP kanti bakhalela ukuthi makungangenanga abantu ababafuna uhulumeni angangeni umuntu. Nali iqiniso. Yes. That was the reason because lama comrades enumsana weCOSATU sasiwa consultile si-SACP ukuthi ibapha abaholi esibayisa kahulumeni. Enye into abaconfuse ngayo abantu bathi uNzimande njengoba kwahulumeni uhambile kwi-SACP. Hayi ngane kwethu kunomehluko phakathi kwenyunyana ne-political party. Yabona comrade uSidu uma kungathiwa siyamthatha manje simuse eParliament kufanele asule aresign ahambe kwaCOSATU. uNzimande uma umthumela ukuthi akaye eParliament akahambile kwaCommunist Party ukhona uhleli la ngaphakathi ngoba ipolitical party akuyona inyunyana. Manje yonke loluthuthuvo lwenzakalayo lwenziwa yileli qeqebana lama comrades lawa alidayo kwiNUMS balwela into eyodwa ukuthi abayitholanga izikhundla ababeyifuna. Nali iqiniso ama comrades asizukwakha thina umbutho ngamanga wekuhlangana namanga belungu. Nayi ke sifuna ukisho umyalezo wethu comrade Joe uyizwile memorandum yethu but nako kunye sifuna ukukusho thina isizathu sesibili ke esenza ukuthi sithi akuvotela uANC nazi okokuqala siphuma kude njalo neANC phuma kude sike sala lempe privatization ma comrades wayilalela umsholozi mayikhethe uNkulunkulu ingakho sithi ANC ayivotela. Uyazi nohulumeni kaANC ufake imali maqabane engango 22 billion rand kuma projects awu183 kwaseyiveka imisebenzi ewu46,000 ezimbonini yokwakha imoto. Ngithemba ama comrades etakwa Toyota khona kwabuye kwakheka imisebenzi ewu9850 ngaphezulu. Njengoba lo khongolose lohulumeni nje lamanye ama comrades akawuthuke ezifa wenze lutho has saved many jobs including with textile industry. For the last 5 years lo hulumeni oholo umsholozi has spent 1 trillion rand with infrastructure. Mangibuza ukuthi imali le ngwakadambuza mina ngiyazi phela nje ngikwazi ukuthi imali eningi kodwa nothi angiyichaze kahle ngeke ngikwazi kodwa imali eningi 1 trillion wamarandi. Lo ANC uyena othi ama claims ezomhlaba wavulwe kabusha. Mina ngihlale ngisho lento maqabane ngangingazi ukuthi ugesi uyangena endlini yodaka. Kwafika neANC lo. Yebo. Namhlanje sinabafundi abawu9 million kubafundi abawu12 million. Izikole zethu sinabafundi abawu12 million. Abawu9 million baseyikoleni okungasakhokho school fees kuso. ngisho nakulakho kwakhona school fees akekho umntwana ovumele ukuxoshwa uma engakwazi ukuthi akhona. Yabona ama comrade uma sengiyoqeda, let us teach both our old and new enemies a lesson. Abanye bafaka imbala blue, abanye bantshontsha imbala yethu ebovu. Let's teach them a lesson. Lelizwe lethu alikwazi ukubuyela eGibhithe maqabane. Wabona nje DA isupport ama labor brokers. Kwayona isiphenduke ipolitical labor broker yayoqasha uMamphile Rampeni. Labor broking phela le. Labor broking. Uyothatha umuntu lapha kwenye indawo mase kuthiwa i-political labor broking is a youth phenomenon in South African politics. Uyazi uma i-DA imashela L2 noma imashela eCOSATU House, bamnyama bonke abantu abamashayo. Kodwa ake uye eParliament njengoba besho nje uManamela imhlophe qwa. Kusho ukuthi kunendawo yamakhafula emgaqweni lathi kufanele sigijime sikhukha lwamatekwe sigijimela belungu. Uma sekuhleli la kushawa khona umoya eParliament sekwabelungu bodwa abahlala lapha. Sinenkinga yokushodelwa odokotela. Uhulumeni waseCube wayesethi South Africa ngoba ninazi izikole zodokotela ezanele, sizonithathela abantwana benu abafuna ukuba odokotela. Uyazi ukuthi kulonyaka bangaphi? 2700. Bangaphezulu kodokotela esibakhiqizayo ngonyaka la eSouth Africa, odokotela baseCube. They are twice the number of doctors we produce per year. Uyazi baqhamuka abantwana kuma province awu8 kuphela. Kweni province eyodwa engathumele ngisho yedwa umntwana eCuba kuse Western Cape. iDA ithi ngeke ibathumele abantwana abamnyama abahlakaniphile abaqhamuka la kuhlushe kwakhona ko-Mitchells Plain nako-Khayelitsha ngoba ayinamsebenzi nentsha nekusasa lentsha yakithi emnyama njengoba bekusho uManamela. The DA, that's another example that they don't care about our own youth. Into yokugcina-ke maqabane, siyajabula ukuthi le special investigating unit eyayikhonjwe umongameli ukuthi iphenye ngemkhonyove bekhona ngesikhathi kufakwa into zokuvikela emzini kamongameli enkandla. Sizwile ukuthi le report seyinikwe umnyango wePublic Works. Siyakujabulela lokho ngoba yayivele ikhonjwe uyena umongameli ngoba engagculisekile ukuthi ezinye zezinto ezenziwe lapha ngabe zibizele imali. Siyakwamukela lokho, siyakujabulela. Kodwa ke i-opposition because ayazi ukuthi izothini kinina isithola into eyodwa yokucampaign. Abanye ngabakwazi nanokuyibiza kahle Nankandla. What about Nankandla? Uthi omunye ngibingelela Nankandla ayikho enye into abasikwazi ukuyikhuluma ngaphandle kwalolu daba lwasenkandla. Sifuna ukuyiphinda lento. Umongameli umnomzane njengabo bonke abanye abanomzane. Othanda umuzi wakhe, ozakhele umuzi wakhe njengomnomzane othanda umuzi wakhe. Akekho umnomzane othanda umuzi wakhe enamandla ongavuma ukwakhelwa yenye indoda. Umuzi wakhe. Kusho ukuthi awundoda yalutho. Nayo uPublic Protector ushilo ukuthi hayi akazange umongameli akhelwe uhulumeni umuzi. Kuphela nje kuphikiswana ngokuthi kwakunaso isidingo se-swimming pool isebenza ukuthini kwakukhona yini isidingo sosaloko okunye kubalayo okuncanyanyana ngokwazi kwami i-public protector is not a security expert asisho ukuthi akangaphenyi ningangizwa kabi akaphenye kodwa ke akayona i-security expert uma ngabe ukureleasewa kwale report bekuqondwe ukuthi kuzoshawa i-ANC ngakho sithi siyabonga nigejile ngoba nifike kahle inyanga iphelile vele sikhankana thina ngakithi kaDambuza umuntu uma engene nje wagaxela eglasi yamtshela ukuthi ufike kahle inyanga iphelile ngoba sizobafundisa isifundo ngomhla ka7 ukuthi lento bebezama ukuyenza ngenkandla ukuthi bashaya umongameli bashaya iANC sizobakhombisa ukuthi sobani thina ngoba sizowina ngamandla ethu lawa esinawo okugcina ke maqabana kukhona abanye kuthina abawuthandayo ukhongolose kodwa umuntu athi hayi vele sibaningi esizovotela uANC angizukuya kodwa cela singakwenzi lokho ngicela ngisho kube kuthiwa ikati lasekhaya liyavota kuhanjwe nalo kuyovotwa sivotele lo khongolose ngoba awukho omunye umbutho ama-comrades eyokwazi ukusisa phambili uma siney'ngxaki uyazi ukuthini thina samakomanisi sike sibe ney'ngxaki no-ANC kukhona la singaboni khona ngokufana awukho umuzi ongenayo inkinga zayo kodwa siphumele ngaphandle siyomemeza ukhongolozo ngoba sifuna ukuthi siphume emaphepheni senze ama-headline uyabona nje ukube ngifuna i-headline namhlanje ngithandwa amaphepha ukuthi nje ngivuke ekuseni ngibize umsholozi ngibize i-ANC ngenhlambi engiyithandayo uzophuma emaphepheni kangangoba abanye beyindaba angiyazi mina lento ake ucabange nje solo uma sengiqela ukube kwakuyimina okweleta i-receiver of revenue 16 million ngunzimande ngabe sebangihlaba ngibhithiza ngabe ngilele ngesisu kodwa same person hayi ukuthi kuyahlawumbiswelwa umalimi uyebili imali yebuza nakhona ukuhlawumbiselwa kodwa ngiyakutshela phambi uyofuna amangamelungu kusasa ekuseni kuyi-headline ngobani for as long as ulwisa i-ANC yoba yi-hero noma ngabe ucorrupt kangakanani so there is no principled fight against corruption among abelungu ANC yasetshenzelwa ANC yasetshenzelwa
Siyabonga nokubhala siyabonga kakhulu ngenkulumo yakho ngakho ke manje comrades sivala socela ucomrade uJoe Phahla imember ye-National Executive Committee ye-ANC ozokhuluma nathi aphendule kwi-memorandum emva kwalokho ke ma-comrades sobe sesivala comrade Joe Phahla
Amandla! Amandla! Viva ANC, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva SACP, viva! Viva Sanko, viva! Thank you very much, comrades, or program director, comrades. Can we have order? Thank you, comrades. Thank you. Thank you very much, comrades. On behalf of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, I want to take this opportunity to thank the leadership of COSATU, led by the President, Comrade Dumo Dlamini, the leadership of the SACP, led by Comrade General Secretary, Comrade Blade Nzimande, the leadership of Sanko, which is here also, the leadership of the Young Communist League, led by Comrade Buti Manamela, and all the other affiliates of COSATU, the branches, the regions of the South African Communist Party. Comrades, on behalf of the NEC of the ANC, we want to say, indeed, we appreciate this very historic march. Indeed, this was a very historic march where the alliance partners took a long march from Curry's Fountain to here where we are in the center of town to come and confirm the historic relationship of the African National Congress, COSATU, and the South African Communist Party. As on behalf of the NEC, I want to confirm that this memorandum will be submitted to the leadership of the ANC as early as tomorrow, where the memorandum will be submitted to the Secretary General, the President, and all the top officials of the African National Congress. We see this march as indeed being very important and very historic in confirming again and again that the relationship between the ANC and COSATU is a relationship which has got a long history, which is a bond which was established in struggle, in blood, all over a number of many years. The ANC was formed, as we know, in 1912, not to fight elections, not to take members of the leadership of the ANC to parliament. So was